So, you've watched The White Lotus, HBO's satire about privileged tourists behaving badly at luxury resorts, and thought to yourself, how ghastly these entitled people are, and then immediately opened a browser tab to book the exact same hotel. If the irony isn't hitting you squarely in the designer sunglasses, please allow me to explain. This is Don't Even Go There, and today we're examining television's most spectacular tourism paradox. How a show explicitly designed to skewer wealthy, self-absorbed travellers has somehow created more of them. After season 1 aired, the Four Seasons Maui, where the fictional White Lotus Hawaii was filmed, saw booking inquiries spike by over 400%. Following season 2, Taormina in Sicily experienced a tourism surge so dramatic that locals began referring to it as the White Lotus Effect. San Domenico Palace, the breathtaking clifftop hotel featured in the show, became so inundated with booking requests that they reportedly raised rates over 30% and still had a waitlist stretching for months. All this for a show where multiple guests end up dead. A character defecates dramatically in a suitcase. Marriages implode spectacularly, and privileged tourists are portrayed as narcissistic nightmares. Somehow, viewers watched all this and thought, magnificent. When can I book? What's happening here is a fascinating case of compartmentalized aspiration. Viewers are capable of simultaneously enjoying the satire of entitled tourists, recognizing the show's critique of wealth and privilege, and still desperately wanting the aesthetic trappings of the experience. It's as if we've collectively decided, yes, these people are dreadful, but that infinity pool does look divine. The show's creator, Mike White, has essentially crafted the world's most effective anti-advertisement that functions perfectly as an advertisement. It's like watching a cautionary tale about the dangers of sugar while salivating uncontrollably, and then immediately running to the nearest corner shop to buy as many sweets as you can. This cognitive dissonance reveals something rather uncomfortable about modern travel culture. We seem less interested in authentic experiences than in performative ones. The setting matters more than the substance. White Lotus is hardly the first production to create this effect. We might call it the production curse, when a film or show intended to critique a place ends up driving tourism there. After Game of Thrones, Dubrovnik became so overwhelmed that authorities had to limit daily visitors to the Old Town. Following Lost in Translation, the New York bar at the Park Hyatt Tokyo became a pilgrimage site for Bill Murray enthusiasts ordering Suntory whiskey. But White Lotus represents perhaps the most spectacular example of missing the point. It's like watching Jaws and immediately booking a great white shark cage dive, or viewing The Shining and requesting room 237. What's emerged is a new species I'll call the meta-tourist. Travellers who visit places to recreate scenes from a show that was explicitly mocking such travellers. On Instagram, you'll find countless recreations of Jennifer Coolidge gazing wistfully from the terrace, or people posing on the same Vespa routes taken by the show's characters. The experience becomes a hall of mirrors, tourists imitating fictional tourists who are caricatures of real tourists, all while being observed by locals who are portrayed in the show watching tourists. If your head is spinning, that's precisely the point. It's tourism eating itself. For those who genuinely wish to experience these destinations without participating in the trampling herd, consider this. Sicily has countless breathtaking towns beyond Taormina. Hawaii's less visited islands offer experiences far from the resort crowds. The true luxury in travel today isn't the thread count or the infinity pool, it's the absence of other tourists. The real White Lotus experience would be finding places not yet ruined by White Lotus fans. The ultimate irony of the White Lotus effect is that by following the show's filming locations, viewers transform themselves into the very tourists the show lampoons, entitled, clueless, and part of the problem rather than apart from it. Perhaps the most noble way to appreciate the White Lotus would be to watch it from home, recognise your own worst tourist tendencies in its characters, and then travel somewhere that actually needs your tourism dollars. Or better yet, recognise that the show's core message isn't just about travel, it's about how wealth and privilege create bubbles of delusion. The real way to avoid becoming a White Lotus tourist isn't by choosing a different resort. It's by approaching travel with humility, curiosity and awareness. This has been Don't Even Go There. And remember, the greatest irony in modern tourism is becoming the punchline of a joke you thought you were in on.